alaikum, buongiorno, good morning everyone. So it's a pleasure being here. Sorry for the people behind me. It's an honor to be here again. It's a pleasure to be here again at the World Football Summit. We were here last year in Jeddah. But you know what makes me very happy today is to be here with 4 great clubs of our Serie A. And great club, it means that we have here the 3 clubs with the biggest fan base, not only in the Middle East, but in all over the world, from Serie A, which are Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. But we have even the biggest and the best story of Italian football last season, which is Atalanta. And it's an honor to share the stage even with Romano from Atalanta here today, because you know it's a little club from Bergamo who has achieved great results last season, winning the Europa League. So the best of culture is the title of this panel, and what we just want to do is to have a conversation with you to talk about why Italian football is here in Saudi Arabia. And as you were saying in the introduction, we are not here just to celebrate a deal, a contract, or a new project, but I think that the strategies and the marketing strategies are made by consistency, and we are here for the 5th time. And this time we are here in Saudi Arabia, bringing, again, the jewel of Italian football. So I'm happy to welcome here on the stage Roberto Monzani, the Media House Director of FC Inter.
Thank you.
Nicola Boscaro, the Commercial Director of AC Milan.
Thank you.
Mike Armstrong, Chief Marketing and Communication Officer of Juventus.
Thank you.
And Romano Zanforlin, the Commercial and Marketing Director of Atalanta.
Thank you.
So let's start with just a video of what we did last season, and then we jump in the conversation with the clubs. That was a very nice video, guys. So Inter is the last frame of this video, and with Inter we will start our conversation today. When we come as Serie A, as you have seen from the video, we come with the full boost and full throttle from Italy, bringing not only the clubs that are part of the finalists, but all the Serie A clubs. Because what I think it's important to underline in the new reshuffle strategy of the league is that we are today with the power of collective. In the past, we used to come alone, which one club, each club talking by each other, like a violinist. Now we would like to be more an orchestra and sing all together about Italian football. So Roberto, let's start with you. As not for respect to their club, as only because they are the winner of the Scudetto last season. Yeah? So.
Thank you very much, Michele. Thank you, World Football Summit, for inviting us. As you said, inviting us as Inter, speaking for me, and as Italian football, speaking for us. It has been, as you said, a super season. We won the title, and for us it's going to be the 3rd time in a row we are going to be here in Saudi Arabia. After we won the league 3 years ago, and we won the Italian Cup 2 years ago. So it's going to be the 3rd time, and as always, we will try to do something meaningful for the region, yep. Trying to celebrate what is the beauty of Italian football that brings to the community. What is the authenticity of living the culture of football, like we are doing in Italy. It has been a super a super season for us, as I said, as we won the title, was the second star. That means the 20th title. We won in the title in a derby. It is an heartfelt match.
So you just said that Inter won the title during a derby with AC Milan seated next to you.
Yes,
nice.
Yes.
And you also repeated it. So
yeah. Sorry, God, no, I had to say that. So it's no, it never happened before. So it was something like that one of the two teams won a title in derby. So it was something very important for the fans. And as I speak of the fans, what I want to say is that for us, the importance is to bring the community. The aim is to bring the community at the center of our strategy in order to help everybody also around the world to feel a part of the Interfans. We'll open soon also a loyalty program in order to know better our fans and also to give them back. It is very important for the club. It is very important for, I guess, Italian football to be relevant and meaningful everywhere in the world. And about that, we prepared a video of our presence also here in Saudi Arabia.
Let's launch the video of Inter, please.
With the sign of the media house, which is my primary work.
Amazing, Roberto, and thank you for sharing the strategy and what Inter is in place. So just to give to the audience a few numbers. Serie A is a league that's talking about the latest YouGov data. We are talking about more than 700 million of fans in all over the world. Of course, in Italy, we have 34 million of fans out of 58 million of people, which means everything for Italians as a league. But the reason why we are here today, the World Football Summit, and the reason why we want to export our product like the Super Cup is in order to grow our fan base and to generate a wider audience globally. And the love of Serie A in Saudi Arabia and the whole Middle East is huge for one reason. Serie A has been the first league to be broadcasted on Channel 2 long time ago in Saudi Arabia, since the good old days of Serie A. Now, everything is coming back. In last season, Serie A was the first league in the UEFA ranking, thanks to the results of all the clubs in all the trophies, Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. And that's why we need to leverage on the great results on the pitch and work off the pitch and behind our desk and with all the connection and people that we meet in every event, like the event where we are today, to generate a better future for Serie A. That's why I want to thank the Ministry of Sports of Saudi Arabia for the trust and for the passion and even for the friendship, because after five editions, it goes beyond an agreement or a contract. It's a proper friendship with the Ministry of Sports, with the huge and wonderful team of Sela Sports, because we work a lot with Sela in all the organization of the event here in Saudi Arabia. So next panelist is Nicola Boscaro from AC Milan. We go from the 2 stars of the 20 Scudetto of Inter to the club in Italy with the most Champions League, because AC Milan has won 7 Champions League. It's an honor for me to have here Nicola, and Nicola, hand over to you.
Pleasure is mine. I like to start to say, Roberto, last derby, luckily we won. At least a little bit of game back. No, it's a pleasure to be here, and a pleasure also on behalf of AC Milan. I'm connecting a bit to what Roberto started saying. Like, it's about the engagement and the fan base of the region. Yes, we, as AC Milan, we're lucky or worthy to have one of the biggest fan base already in MENA and in Saudi. But the crave for passion, the craveness for football here leave us a path of growing further our community, not just in terms of fan base, but also in terms of grassroots, in terms of activities in the region, and have a real connection eventually also to support the road to the World Cup in 2034. This is very much aligned with the vision of our club and our ownership. Since when there was the takeover from Edward, the footprint that they gave as a club is to create a proper global proposition and expand into new markets, and definitely MENA, including Saudi, is one of our key priorities for the future. We have a long-standing presence in the region already, thanks to our partnership with Emirates that started in 2007. That supported us a lot in propelling our business, our fan base, as well as our presence in the region. Now, since 2010, also Emirates became front of share partner, one of the longest in football history, and that supported us in growing us further and further until to the point at which last year we opened our first office in the MENA region, based out of Dubai, but serving the whole region. The office has different objectives, commercial propositions, growing the academies, and expanding our brand proposition, but also support us in delivering activities both on the marketing side as well as on the engagement side that actually gives back to the community. We just did actually a video with a drone show that we did a couple of weeks ago. Yep. Which is more on point, but was to celebrate the whole year of the office. I don't know if you can see it. If you can
and by the way, for everyone, on the 16th of December is going to be 125 years anniversary of AC Milan. So it's going to be a great show. If anyone would like to come to AC Milan Genoa, Nicola will give you the tickets.
Happy birthday.
Please, a video.
He said that.
The AC Milan video, please.
Michele said, a bit of a celebration of the 125th as well. It's a whole year of celebration, so this was also important to deliver to the region as well.
And it will be a great show for Serie A on Milan Genoa to celebrate this anniversary on the 15th of December with the game against Genoa.
Luckily, we have a few legends coming in.
Just few. From the list that I've seen all the legends of AC Milan coming to that game, so it's gonna be a big day. Now we hand over from Inter to AC Milan that are just to open a bracket. Serie A today has investors that comes from all over the world. We have 8 clubs owned by American private equity or American owners. Today we have 1 club which is Canadian, which is Bologna Football Club, and 1 club which is Indonesian, Como, that has been taken by the Artono family. So is even now the new managements are sharing new ideas and new projects are coming, and that's why we are coming in all these events and sharing the Serie A path. But there is 1 club who is owned by the same family since more than 100 years. And this family is the Agnelli family. The club is Juventus Football Club, and is the club with the most Scudetto won in Serie A. So I'm very happy to have here Mike Armstrong, a friend who is in the club since more than 3 years, and they've seen a lot of changes in the club, but with a very clear vision and strategy. Mike.
Thank you, Michele. Thank you, everybody, for the time. I'd say to start, how Juventus has been looking at internationalization is really fundamentally focusing on knowing better our fan bases and really dissecting that group. And so for us, for instance, from a social media perspective, we're 180 million across social media. We're 94% outside of Italy. We're almost 40% under 24. And so if you're looking after a brand with a lot of legacy that has a fan base that's so diverse and quite young, the first question, certainly when I joined the company, was, like, are we servicing adequately that really diverse fan base, and can we do anything better? Because today, internationalization is often linked to engagement, and engagement is linked to content, and that's where you can generate emotion. So content and storytelling has been a major part of the transformation that we've been on for Juventus and for Italian football. And it started with, again, a lot of focus groups, a lot of audience segmentation, a lot of research, a lot of meeting our fans all over the world to really look at those fan groups and seeing how fandoms evolved and how there are fan segments within the world that maybe haven't been serviced. And so I'll ask to play a short video of some of what we've been working on in the last 18 months.
Yep.
And then I'll give it a little bit more context, and then that'll be it for me for this portion.
Thank you, Mike.
You could play the video.
Let's play the Juventus video. And
all right, here's the point. Why not do things differently? We've just found a new way.
This is crazy, guys!
Like building the Juventus Creator Lab, bringing an original to the Venice Film Festival, or hosting the World Freestyle Football Championship, creating an animated series for kids, teaming up with TikTok as a jersey sponsor. Become the most watched content on Prime Video. We even gave fans the chance to play football in some of the most remote places on Earth, and imagined a new model for friendly match broadcasts.
Here we go, baby!
Let's move on.
It's not just about what we've done. It's about what's to come. Because here, the real question is, why not?
The why not is a bit of an agitation, and I recognize that.
Yep.
But really, it stems from the fact that while Serie and certainly Juventus is a big club, we also compete for time and attention with a lot of media. And so we need to innovate, we need to transform, we need to think about new ways to unlock fandom around the world. And so in that video, everything was done deliberate. The kids' animated show, for instance, most people would think Juventus's most viewed YouTube video of all time is when Ronaldo's with the club. But the actual fact is the most viewed YouTube Juventus video is a cartoon zebra from an animated show called Team J, which is bringing in a broad kids audience that is a deliberate strategy to appeal to a new segment. And so whether it's strategies for TikToks, for broadcasts that we produce documentaries on, or kids shows, everything's really comes back to, are we appealing to that really diverse fan base, and are we building new things to connect with them? And so we hope that that'll continue to see merits in the years to come.
that's brilliant, Mike, and we look forward to see the Creator Lab coming here in Saudi Arabia during the next Super Cup. We went over to a club who has won yesterday 2-0 in Roma Stadium. Atalanta yesterday night was quite a tough match, but thank you for being here, Romano. And I think that everyone is. Yesterday at the dinner, I was talking with the friends at the Ministry of Sports, and everyone was asking me about the model of Atalanta, of how the club has achieved these results, and what's the strategy in it. So I think there's a curiosity from the audience to understand the work and the vision, the strategy, and the hard work that everyone is putting together in Bergamo.
Thank you, Michele. Thank you, Otol. For me, it's a big honor to stay here with you. Thank you for the warm welcome that we received yesterday. And for me, it's an honor to stay with Atalanta, Inter, Milan, Juventus, that is the history of the Italian football, okay? And for us, we are little, okay? If compare others, we are proud to support the Italian football or to share our experience in the world and try to explain the best way our model that is very easy because I think that there is not the trick, okay? Is our territory is exactly the key. The key. Bergamo is close to Milan, and is a territory one of the richest territory of Italy, one of the richest territory in Europe, because there are a very strong commitment, and exactly this is I think is the key when we try to compete in our world, okay, in the football world, and it's amazing because in the Atalanta have more than 100 years of story, but mainly in the last 10 years happened something amazing, okay? We participate in 4 Champions League, in 3 Europa League. We won the last season in amazing story as well, because we playing against Bayer Leverkusen that until the final, no one match lost. That's amazing. And I think that Atalanta try to represent exactly the value that we think that should be, for me, the value of the sport, okay? The strong, the hard work, strong commitment, good lifestyle model, as well business. We are very open, like Atalanta, like Italian football, to share experience, to try to find good relationship or to grow together.
Yep.
Okay, and this is exactly our model. I am happy because yesterday we won against Roma, and in this moment, we stay in a good ranking, in good position.
Yeah, just for everyone as an information, in the league there are I think 6 clubs today in 2 points. So there is a big fight for the top of the ranking, which is what makes interesting a product. And that's the other good element is that we have seen 5 different winners of Serie A in the last 5 years, which again makes the audience and the fan base interested in the product.
Yeah.
So maybe it's your year, Romano.
No. I'm a little bit superstitious. No. And so I think that another key could be like Juventus, we have a family, the Famiglia Percassi, okay, that manage, I think, in the best way. In the last 10 years, as well, the numbers, economic numbers are okay, and it is very important. We invest a lot in the assets, and after we could show some things, and so for us is like a dream, sincerely, to stay here and to try to support Italian football and the football in general. Okay, we prepare a very short video to try to show exactly our world.
Yep, Atalanta video, please. Yeah, and by the way, in new Atalanta Stadium, we have Da Vittorio Catering, which is a 3 Michelin star Italian restaurant, guys.
share
So
with the
whoever
Juventus, huh?
would like to come and see Atalanta Real Madrid on the 10 can be a guest of Romano.
We wait you.
During the Champions
We
League.
wait you. A little bit
And,
expensive.
everybody.
So that's, you know, we need to bring the made in Italy all over the world. That's our job, and that's exactly what we are doing. Thanks, Romano, for sharing the strategy in place. Now, of course, now we have spoken about the clubs, about the job, about what we are doing, but we have to be relevant for the region and not only speak about what we do in Italy. And that's why we are bringing the Super Cup. On the 2nd of January, we will have Inter-Atalanta. On the 3rd of January, AC Milan-Juventus. And then the two clubs who will win will reach the final on the 6th of January at Al Awal Park here in Riyadh. So it's a great moment, but in the same time, we need to give something back to the community. And in order to do that, with our broadcaster in the MENA region, with Starts Play as an OTT platform, in partnership even with Abu Dhabi Media, we have created a show which is going live, which went live 2 days ago, which gives the possibility to kids in Middle East to train along with the Primavera clubs in Italy. Primavera, for your information, are the under 20 years old team of all the clubs. And since one of the pillars of the Vision 2030 is to give possibility to everyone to achieve their objective in life, even to kids who love football, I want to show you the video of Unstoppable, which is our TV show in 6 episodes on air on Starts Play.
برنامج Unstoppable الحلم الإيطالي هو فرصة استثنائية للشباب اللي موهوبة عشان يحققوا أحلامهم. 4 بلدان، 24 متسابق في كل بلد، فايز واحد بس هيحصل على فرصة تدريب مع أحد أندية السيري A.
I think that this show is the chance of the lifetime of the kids.
لجنة الحكام بتتكون من عضوين ثابتين معانا، لوكا أنتونيني، كريستيان بانوتشي.
I'm looking for the quality, the technique also and the character.
ومع بانوتشي وأنتونيني يكون معانا حكم ضيف بيكون لاعب مشهور وبيتغير في كل بلد.
أعتقد وجودي هنا في البرنامج أقل دعم أقدر أقدمه.
I'm here today to see other young people reach their dream.
هذا البرنامج فرصة في الأحلام لأنها سيريا دوري جدا قوي.
البرنامج ده فرصة ليك إن أنت توصل لحلمك.
I decided to be here to find a new talent for the Serie A.
فايز هيروح على السيريا A.
Serie A is the most important league in the world, and I think it's a very great opportunity for this young player.
رحلة Unstoppable الحلم الإيطالي رحلة مثيرة مليانة تحديات.
مش كمل.
So again, it's very important not to come to events like this and just talk, but it's important to do something for real. And this show has been filmed in 4 countries. We've been here in Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Egypt, and UAE to find kids and new talent in football academies who would like to have an experience in Serie A. And thanks to all the legends of football that you have seen in this video, from Bobo Vieri to Andriy Shevchenko to Gianfranco Zola, who were part of the show, you will see the final episode on the 12th of December, but we have already selected 2 kids who will have the unique opportunity to stay with us for 3 months, and then it will be the clubs to decide if giving them a contract or not, but give them the possibility to train with the main Serie A clubs. So it's important just to really make things happen. It's not been an easy path because we had to break a lot of barriers on the sports side of the clubs to generate something that has a meaning and that can help us really engage a wider audience and make Serie A relevant for the kids in this region. Because now all the persons that have been part of the show and all the kids who were trying to reach the finals are interested in the league. They are seeing everything. They are generating word of mouth, and everyone is talking about this project. On this, I have to thank all the clubs, all the 20 clubs, but especially the clubs at this table on the support. And, you know, Nicola has already spoken about the relevance of this region for AC Milan, but I will start from Nico to talk about the second part of the session.
Yeah, I think when it comes to engagement, as I was saying before, like we always, sometimes when we talk, where commercial people talk, like we tend to forget at the end of the day we're football clubs. So when it's about inspiring new generation and inspiring new kids, I think the best way we have and we can do it is through football. You know, as a club, we already have presence in the region. We had an academy has been operating for more than 15 years in Kuwait. We launched one in Dubai that from the next year will also have girls teams. We launched our first pro academy in Bahrain, and we're on the verge to doing even more down the line. But when we saw the opportunity with Lega, when Lega came with the opportunity of participating in the Stars Play, into the Unstoppable, for us it was the moment in which we could actually merge football, content creation, engagement in the region, as well as visibility, and providing to the kids that were participating, but as well as the one that will watch a show from home, that aspirational angle and that opportunity to be part of a football club, whoever the football club is going to be. So by even giving them, you know, the chance, the idea of one day I'll be able to train, I don't know if in Milan or in Turin or in Bergamo or anywhere of the club that participated into it, it was something that it was both good from, let's say, a value proposition, but as well as good in terms of delivering content that was bespoke and tailor-made for the region. So honestly, we're quite fond of a project, 6 episodes. I'm sure it's going to be a smash, let's put it this way. And then we'll see where the kids will go. But it definitely fits into elevating you know, our presence in the region through meaningful initiatives, not just for clubs, but for the whole Serie A, for the power of football.
I fully agree, and that's, you know, what Mike before was saying about the J video is one of the most viewed on Juventus YouTube channel. It's I was there at the final of this show. You will see the show then on the last episode on 12, but seeing the family crying for the kids who are going to play in Serie A is something real, authentic, that gives that feeling of passion of why we're doing this job and what is in place right now. By the way, talking about kids and talent, we have in the room, I've seen him now, Gigi Di Biagio, who is the coach of the Under-23 national team in Saudi Arabia. Is someone who is looking for kids and talent in Saudi itself. He's a former player of Inter, he's a former player of Roma, Brescia, Foggia, a lot of clubs, and thank you, Gigi, for being here in the room. Roberto, what about localizing content for Inter?
As you were saying before, I mean, you said something, you said that Serie A is the most interesting league in the world. I don't know if it's the most interesting league in the world, for sure it's the most iconic, like we saw from our football legends like Gigi Di Biagio, as you said before. You know, telling the story of our history is telling the story of this very relevant history. We will try to do that also this year. We will fly at the end of the year to Riyadh, trying to win the Super Cup in terms of what we'll see on the pitch. Beyond the pitch, we will try to engage our fans like we did in the past. I give you just data on this. Almost the 12% of our fans, so we have 70 million fans on social media, are Arabic speaking. And so that we are very relevant in the region. And just to give you, an idea, on social media, Italian is the 6th language spoken by our fans. That means we, in the last few years, we internationalized so much the brand. And now what we want to do is to tell the story of our football club, starting from Milan, as you saw before from the video, and what Milan represents to Italy, which is one of the most industrial city in the country, but also the most relevant and European city in the country, and with its icons like fashion, like architecture, music, and pop culture. And we will bring our values to engage the fans all over the world and more of all here. And since the last 16th of October, we signed an MOU with MISA in order to partnering with the region for the Vision 2030. One of the most important partners of the club is Qatar Airways, so that means we are in the region now working on to build up a future, and this is very important to us.
Thank you, Roberto. And I know Inzaghi, he has won in Saudi Arabia with Lazio. He has won with Inter a couple of times, so he's very keen to win it again. And just for your information, Inter is the first club who is flying to Saudi Arabia before the others. So.
We like to win. This is everybody likes to win. We try always.
Okay, and so over to Mike about the strategy in the region for Juventus Football Club.
Sure. So it's important to us, just like what we've heard, to balance global and local. Certainly for us, academies is an important way of doing that. It's one that we focused on. We have academies all over our world. The intent with academies isn't necessarily rapid expansion, because it's really important for us to maintain the quality and the standards that Juventus holds in our academies. So we're very particular about where we open up and why, because we want to have that high bar at every Juventus academy. We have 3 in Saudi Arabia as of 2018. There's been 2,000 kids that have gone through those academies so far. There's a girls sector within the academies, and then we have something called a Juventus Academy World Cup, which allows all of our academies to come together in Torino at one point in the year, and essentially it's this beautiful aggregation of academies from all over the world. They get to experience meeting Juventus players, playing in our stadium, and it's a wonderful way to leave a love mark with kids and parents and facilitators of this academy program all over the world. Fan clubs, official fan clubs, we also focus on, and they're all over the MENA region as well as here, and so that's an important, say, grassroots area for us to give back to fans and continue to support. And so I'd say from an academy perspective and fan club, we're continuing to grow and push to both be global as well as local as much as we can.
It is, and I'm sure you're going to produce a lot of content on the way to Riyadh, in Riyadh, and after the competition. Romano, first time Atalanta is going to play in
the first time
in Saudi Arabia.
It's crazy. No, it's a dream. For us, it's an opportunity to try to tell about Bergamo, okay, Atalanta. We try to grow in the digital follower and digital activity, but mainly we hope that there is opportunity to invite you to come in Italy, to come to see some match in Bergamo. Bergamo is the base of the third airport in Italy. It's so easy to connect. In this moment in Italy, speak about the renewal of the stadium, and Atalanta
has done it.
Yeah. And
so on this side of the table, stadium already. On this side of the table, we have to work a little bit with the government to make it happen. So, and thank you for the Italian government to be here, because I see even guests from the embassy, and that's do you have a video of the stadium?
Yeah, short video. Okay, and we wait in Bergamo, in Italy, sure, but in Bergamo.
I told you, Atalanta Real Madrid is next week. Yeah. for Romano, and hearing the anthem of the Champions League makes me think that we have 5 clubs in the Champions League this season, and the Fore di Stable and Bologna as well, which is not doing great in the Champions League, but what we would like is to go ahead and forward with more clubs, and especially with who is here today at the table. Inter is doing great in the season, and Atalanta as well. So, for the sake of time, we have the last 3 minutes. The last point that I would like to underline is that in Italy, of course, Serie A and the fan base of the club is that passion that you've seen in these videos. But when we go abroad, it's absolutely relevant to go with the power of collective, with the clubs all together. But also, I was looking at the data the other day, for example, for the US, about the fan base of soccer. And out of 350 million of people, we saw that there are 30 million soccer fans and 6 potential million of Serie A fans. But there is another data, which is how many Americans would like to travel to Italy for vacation. And there we have 75 million of people. So double the audience of the full soccer fan base. So if there is a value that we should do and we should underline all the time when we go abroad as one of the key pillars of Serie A, is that we are a soft power of our country, and we should always talk about art, fashion, food, and all the pillars of Italy. So if we continue to grow and creating content in each different region, showing the power of our country and the love that there is for Italy in all over the world, from here in Saudi Arabia, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people that come often to Italy for vacation, but when you go to Capri, why don't you go to Maradona Stadium and see a Napoli game? Or when you go to see Da Vinci in Milano, why don't you go to San Siro and experience an AC Milan or Inter game? That's why I will close with a Made in Italy video, which is a strategy that we built together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Italia Trade Agency last season, involving all the 20 clubs, where each club has given to us the main important player to walk around the city and show to the world, through all the social media and to the content, what each city represents and what is the main important business to bring abroad from Serie A. So the last video of Serie A Made in Italy, please.
Italy, it's like my home.
Roma es mágica.
Milano, one of the best cities in the world.
La ciudad de Monza tiene cosas muy bonitas y creo que Monza es un sitio donde nunca te cansarás de averiguar cosas nuevas.
Comme j'ai grandi en Italie, c'est vrai que j'ai plein d'habitudes italiennes. J'ai grandi avec la culture italienne.
Talent is important, but if you work hard, everything will be good.
So what we did, thanks to the help and support of all the clubs, in alignment with the Italian government, was not to shoot the usual video in the training center with the backdrop with the sponsors, but to take all the main important players, bring them outside, walking in the city, show the beauty of our country, and explain also what we are doing, and give this content to all the 62 broadcasters in more than 190 countries to explain and speak about, I don't know, Atalanta, Monza, in any part of the world. Before you see the TV feed of the broadcasting of the game, you have a video that explains what is Bergamo and what is Monza. So it's a way to talk and to bring Serie A in all over the world along with the beauty of our country. Thank you all. Grazie mille. Shukran for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Shukran.